Hello everyone, welcome to today's video on mastering the IELTS speaking test. This part of the exam evaluates your ability to communicate effectively in English, and I am here to break it down for you. Let's get started. The IELTS speaking test is a one-on-one discussion with a certified IELTS examiner. It is designed to access your ability to communicate effectively in English in various contexts. The test is about 11 to 14 minutes and is divided into 3 parts, each focusing on different aspects of spoken communication. Throughout the test, the examiner will evaluate you based on 4 criteria: fluency and coherence, how well you can speak without hesitation and organize your ideas logically; lexical resource, your ability to use a wide range of vocabulary accurately and appropriately; grammatical range and accuracy, how correctly and flexibly you use grammar; and pronunciation, your clarity and ability to make yourself understood regardless of your accent. The entire session is recorded for quality control and possible re-evaluation. It's important to note that the IELTS speaking test is not limited to any specific accent. You are not judged on having a British or American accent. The part 1 is about introduction and interview. The test starts with the examiner asking for your full name and ID to confirm who you are. Once that's done, they will ask you some general questions about yourself, like where you live, what you do, whether you are working or studying, and other familiar topics. Next, the examiner will ask about everyday things, like what kind of music you like, your favorite weather, or the types of movies you enjoy. It's important to give more than just a yes or no answer. The examiner wants to hear your thoughts, so try to explain why you feel the way you do. For example, if they ask about your favorite color, instead of just saying pink, you could say, I love pink because it's vibrant and gives off a feminine energy that suits my personality. In this part of the test, it's all about showing you can talk clearly and confidently about everyday topics. Just remember to keep your answers flowing and explain your thoughts a bit. Here's a list of common part 1 topic. Feel free to pause the video and take a look at these topics. Now, here are some tips for improving fluency in English speaking. Think in English. Train your mind to think directly in English rather than translating from your native language. This reduces hesitation and improves natural flow. Avoid translation. Instead of mentally converting your answers, focus on forming thoughts in English. This speeds up your response time and ensures fluency. Speak regularly. Practice speaking English every day, even for a few minutes. The more you practice, the more confident and fluent you will become. Maintain a natural speed. Speak at a pace that feels natural, neither too fast nor too slow. Pausing when needed allows you to gather your thoughts and deliver them clearly. Use contractions. Incorporate contractions like don't, didn't, and can't into your speech for a more conversational and fluent tone. Practice structuring responses. Work on organizing longer answers by dividing them into clear parts: introduction, explanation, and conclusion. This helps maintain coherence. Engage with English content. Surround yourself with English through listening, reading, and watching. Audiobooks, podcasts, articles, and movies are excellent tools for immersion. Record and review. Record your speaking session, listen to them, and identify areas for improvement. Make the necessary corrections to refine your speech. Find alternatives. If you can't think of a specific word, don't pause for too long. Use a similar word or phrase that conveys the same meaning. This keeps your speech flowing. Build confidence. Confidence is the key to fluency. Believe in your ability to communicate effectively and don't fear making mistakes. They are part of the learning process. Consistent practice and confidence will transform your fluency and coherence, helping you excel in the IELTS speaking test. Let's talk about part 2 of the speaking test. This part is all about showing your ability to talk in detail on a topic. It's your chance to develop your ideas clearly, use relevant vocabulary, and demonstrate good grammar. Here's how it works. The examiner will give you a task card. On it, you will find a topic, like describing a person you admire or a favorite place, along with some prompts to guide your response. These topics are usually related to your personal experience, so nothing too unfamiliar. You will have 1 minute to prepare, and you will also get a pen and paper to take some quick notes. This is a great time to organize your thoughts. That 1 minute preparation time really flies by. It can feel like just 10 seconds. Trust me. That's why it's important to act quickly. As soon as you see the topic, pick an idea right away and write down short answers to the 4 guiding questions in just 1 sentence each. Once you have those basic points, you are ready to talk. During your 2 minutes, simply take those short answers and expand them with more details and examples. This way, you will stay organized and make the most of your time. You will speak without interruption. The examiner won't jump in or give you any hints, so it's up to you to keep going. Don't worry if they are silent or don't react much because they are just listening carefully. When you finish, the examiner might ask one or two quick follow-up questions on the same topic, and then you are done with part 2. The goal here is to organize your thoughts, stay focused on the topic, and speak as naturally and fluently as you can. Use notes if you need a little help, but try not to overthink it. Just talk as if you are sharing a story or an experience with a friend. When you start speaking, focus on staying fluent. Use synonyms and vary your vocabulary to make your response more interesting. If you can't think of something true to say, don't worry, it's okay to make up a story as long as it sounds natural. The examiner isn't judging your life story, only your ability to communicate effectively in English. Try not to speak too fast. Take pause so that your words are clear. And don't stop. Even if you feel like you have said enough, keep talking. Add details, give examples, or explain your feelings about the topic. 2 minutes might not seem like a long time, but if you are not used to it, it can feel like forever. That's why practicing is essential. Get used to speaking for 2 minutes about a variety of topics, and it will boost your confidence and make this part of the test much easier. It's okay to make up an answer if you really need to, but it's much easier when you are talking about something real from your own life. When you answer honestly, you can talk more easily and confidently because you know the details well. So try to base your answers on your real experiences. It will help you sound more natural and comfortable. If you can't think of the exact answer, just think of something similar from your life and talk about that. It's always better to be genuine. Here is a list of common part 2 topics for you. These topics can come up in part 2, so it's a good idea to prepare by thinking about your experiences and how you can talk about them in detail. Let's talk about part 3 of the IELTS speaking test. This is the final part of the test and it's more like a two-way discussion with the examiner. It lasts around 4 to 5 minutes and covers more abstract and complex topics, often linked to the topic you discussed in part 2. The examiner will ask you deeper questions where you will need to express your opinions, speculate about the future, compare and contrast ideas, or talk about broader issues. This is your chance to show your ability to think critically and use a wider range of vocabulary and grammar. The questions might seem a bit challenging, but don't worry, you don't need to give the right answer. Just focus on speaking clearly, staying relevant to the topic, and giving detailed answer. Think of it as a thoughtful conversation where you share your views. Here are some common question types you might get. Types of questions in part 3. Opinion question. In this type of question, you will need to express your opinion on a topic and justify why you feel that way. The examiner is looking for your ability to support your thoughts with clear reason. For example, do you think good decision making can be taught? Should co-workers spend their leisure time together? Why or why not? Here, you will need to explain your viewpoint and give examples or reasons to back it up. Hypothetical questions. These are questions about imaginary or unreal situations, things that might not happen in real life but you have to imagine. For example, if tourists stopped visiting your area, what effect would it have on the economy? If people could travel anywhere without a visa, what effect would it have? For this, you are not expected to know the exact answer but to think about the possible outcomes and explain your reasoning. Compare and contrast. In these questions, you will need to highlight the differences between two things. You may also be asked to compare the advantages or disadvantages of different opinions. For example, is it better to study in a group or individually? Do young and old people use phone in the same way? What are the advantages of living in a city compared to living in countryside? Here, you will compare the 2 points, pointing out their differences and providing your analysis to which one is better or more suitable based on your own experience or knowledge. Speculation questions. These questions ask you to gaze about what might happen in the future. You will need to think ahead and imagine possible changes or developments. For example, do you think everyone in the world will have access to clean water in the future? How will the roles of men and women in the family change in the next 10 years? How will the transportation system change in the next 20 years? For these questions, focus on providing reasonable predictions based on your knowledge and understanding of the current trends. Likes and dislikes. Here, the examiner will ask you to share your personal opinions and feelings about something, whether it's a hobby, an activity, or a lifestyle choice. For example, Do you prefer to go to the cinema or watching movies at home? Would you prefer to read the books or watch the film? Why? You will be expected to explain why you like or dislike something, so feel free to express your thoughts and emotions honestly. Change questions. These questions focus on comparing the past and present. You will need to talk about how things have changed over time and how they differ between generations. For example, how has education changed since your parents were children? Do you think people read nowadays as much as they did in the past? Some people say that people helped others more in the past than they do now. Do you agree or disagree? These questions give you the chance to reflect on the evaluation of certain aspects of the society, so think about what's different now compared to before. Benefit questions. You might be asked to talk about the benefits of something, whether it's a habit, an activity, or a particular situation. For example, what do you think are the benefits of hobbies? What are the benefits of reading, exercise, or sports? Here, you will need to explain why something is helpful or beneficial using examples or reasons to support your answer. These different question types in part 3 will give you the opportunity to showcase your ability to think critically, reason, and explain your opinions clearly in English. Alright, that brings us to the end of this IELTS speaking test tutorial. We have covered everything from part 1 to part 3, including the types of questions you can expect and tips on how to answer them effectively. Remember, the key to success is staying calm, being clear, and practicing regularly. Make sure to work on your fluency, vocabulary, and pronunciation. This will help you feel more confident on the test day. Keep in mind that the more you practice speaking English in real-life situations, the easier the test will be. So, speak as much as possible, listen to English content, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is an opportunity to improve. Good luck with your preparation. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Take care.